Welcome back. You're watching Market Sense. Time now to get a fundamental view on the equity markets. We've got Jagannathan Thunuguntla, who's equity head at SMC Global Securities, joining us now on the show from Delhi. Jagan, to begin with, you've been fairly pessimistic on the outlook for equities over the last couple of months. But given what we've seen with the equity markets over just the last few days, would you change that view?
It seems, I think the new political guard at Finance Ministry definitely made the mood definitely change. I think after Chidambaram came, I think the noises that coming from the Finance Ministry are a lot more encouraging in comparison to the past. And also being in Delhi, I'm hearing that in the weekends and even the Saturday, Sunday, the secretaries and even joint secretaries were forced to work on the weekends, showing that I think the government is getting into the mood of working. I think that's a good sign, and let's see what the Parliament and what policy making will offer. Even if one or two decent decisions, I think, will ensure this rally will be sustained. Otherwise, it will again prove to be one of those rallies rallied and then fizzled out.
Jagannathan, afternoon. You have a lot of ratings agencies which have been lowering the GDP estimates for India left, right and centre. Should we pay any heed to it or just look the other way?
No, I think if so many people are giving that, there must be some sense to it. Of course, there can always be differences in terms of 0.2% plus or minus that side, this side, that is all fine. But I think the slowdown is absolutely here. I think, but frankly speaking, it all depends on how the government wants to take it forward. That animal spirit that Manmohan Singh has suggested, there was no follow-up after that word. I think if that can be done, I think many corporates sitting on very, very healthy cash balances, that animal spirits will get spilled over onto the corporate sector as well. It all boils down to the policy making of the government.
Right, and you have some of the divestment hopefuls yesterday which rallied today. Also, you are seeing a little bit of follow-up buying. What do you make of some of these? Would you be a buyer at these levels?
I think divestment is one more 30,000 crore target in this fiscal year. Not even a single rupee came into the coffers till date. Of course, the government, if it wants, they can easily push the button. But frankly speaking, at this point, the government has to do lots of homework before venturing, because we have seen in the past how even a high-profile PSU issues couldn't take off the desired results. Even like if the government is very keen on 30,000 crore, they can simply go out and for a 10% divestment in Coal India, because 2.5 lakh crores market cap, 10% dilution, 25,000 crores. That means more or less the target will be met. But I think, but they will be concentrating on the other companies. That's a major challenge. They have to pick and choose the companies properly and instruments properly. I think as of now, divestment approach is appearing a lot more ad hoc. There is no structured approach towards that final goal. I think that is why last 2 years the government couldn't able to reach the target.
Right now, Jagan, just looking at the way Bharti Airtel has been faring after it put out its numbers, would you say that is just indicative of the challenges that the sector at large is going to face over the next few quarters?
Absolutely. I think it is not one of the bad quarters. I think it is appearing to be a series of bad quarters. I think the Jain acquisition is also taking much longer time than anybody's expectation. I think everybody thought that it will be 1, 2, 3 quarters affair to turn it around, but now it is more than 1.5 years. But still the things have not fallen in place. It seems most of the multi-billion-dollar acquisitions happened from India, barring maybe Jaguar Land Rover by Tata Motors. All other multi-billion-dollar acquisitions have not resulted into the desired results. I think definitely it's a matter of concern. Now I think not only Bharti, I think the strange one more point, George, is that the three iconic companies, let's say Reliance and Infosys and Bharti, which used to be the flag bearers of the India's growth story, all three are finding it so difficult to maintain the growth momentum. All three are finding it so difficult even to deploy their own cash balances. Indicates that the vision is getting blurred somewhere. I think the companies are finding it difficult to maintain the momentum.
Right. Also, Jagan, there's just some flashes coming in on our screen from Mr. Anand Sharma, where he said that he's hopeful of pushing through multi-brand retail, without giving a time frame, of course. Now, we've heard this many a time in the past, but do you believe that statement coming from him once again today is going to work as a positive for maybe some of the retail stocks?
It can, but I'm not sure whether the government will have that kind of consensus numbers and that kind of willpower determination to push before the 2014 election. Somehow I'm not that buying that logic completely. The government had many other low-hanging fruits. The government couldn't able to convert even those low-hanging fruits like FDI into pension and insurance. If they can't do that, then retail, such a sensitive subject, I'm not sure whether the government will have will and numbers to do that.
Okay, a mild notch up is what you're seeing for some of those retail stocks, particularly Trent, which seems to be up and away. But Jagannathan, before we let you go, which are the stocks that feature on your buying list and stocks that you would strictly avoid?
I think one is, I think if the Reliance Industries can able to lay out its cash balance deployment clearly, I think there is a reason to believe that Reliance Industries may come back into the scheme of things again, because for last 2, 3, 4 years, I think that it has completely went out of radar of the investors. I think slowly it is reaching a point. And also one more story is Sun TV. I think at 11,000 crore market cap, considering all the 32 TV channels and 45 FM channels the Sun TV has, it is appearing one more conviction buy. Just even the recent Arsu deal shows that probably tie-up may happen between the, let's say, the existing government of Tamil Nadu and the Sun TV, which can suit the Sun TV very well. I think Sun TV is one more conviction by as of now.
Thanks very much, Jagannathan, for taking the time out and giving us your top stock ideas as well as your overall view on the markets.